Prey 2 tells the story of Killian Samuels. He's a U.S. Marshal who's abducted by aliens during the same event as Prey 1. But he gets off the sphere, the giant alien mothership, in a very different way, finds himself on this planet called Exodus, and he basically wakes up on Exodus with no recollection of how he got there. And so the story is about him kind of uncovering his past, what he's been up to, and while he's been there, he's turned himself into basically a bounty hunter. So you get to be the bounty hunter. We're flipping the predator-prey relationship. Instead of being the prey, you're the hunter.
So obviously a lot of people were attached to Tommy, the protagonist for Prey 1. Why have you decided to change now?
Well, we haven't gotten rid of Tommy. You just don't play Tommy. He's very much part of the story. He's a character you encounter many, many times throughout the game. He's actually integral to the story.
Okay. So we'll be meeting Tommy?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
So the game's described as alien noir. What does alien noir mean to you?
Well, we were heavily influenced by film noir, and not just purely visual, in terms of like really high contrast stuff and just kind of the overall look, but in terms of kind of the vibe of the world. The world's a real kind of dark, gritty, kind of dark, evil place. No one's truly innocent. There's a lot of shades of gray in it. And if you kind of watch any sort of film noir, that's kind of the vibe that you get from most of those films. And that's kind of the vibe we want to go for. And the reason we attached Alien to it is because it's very futuristic. It's very alien. There's a lot of stuff we're kind of spinning on its head in terms of what you'll kind of encounter.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I heard as well during the presentation someone dropped the hyper scum and villainy line, which is obviously out of Star Wars. What have you been drawing inspiration from other sci-fi?
Definitely. I mean, we've been drawing inspiration from a ton of different sci-fi. I mean, obviously film noir, like I mentioned, that's not sci-fi, but drawing inspiration from that, drawing inspiration from Star Wars, and just everything else like that. Of course, like a lot of people.
Get out of my way!
Can you talk us through the agile combat system?
So the agile combat system is, what we really want to do is want to give the player the ability to feel very powerful throughout the game. And essentially the way it works is when I take cover or leap from cover or jump up and grab an edge, I become a little bit more powerful for a brief period of time so I can get these more powerful attacks. And essentially if I chain those together and kind of move from cover to cover, I'm more powerful, more easily able to dispatch my enemies.
Grab wave enabled. Target is escaping.
Can you tell me how sort of open or linear the game is? I mean, it seemed to me like there was a lot of sort of tangential opportunities for play throughout the demo. Is that the game as a whole? Is that representative of the game as a whole?
The game is an open world game, so you get to choose where you go, what missions you take, even if you take a mission or not, how you approach the mission. The narrative itself is linear, but kind of how you approach it is non-linear, even if you want to take a mission or not, like I said. So if I want to just go and explore and find ambient targets and just find collectibles and stuff, I can totally do that.
Cool. So I saw that there was, you can grief the NPCs. To what extent can that be abused? I mean, are you always going to lose in the end? Are they always going to call in first the security, then the army, and then you're pretty much fucked?
Well, there's a security system, so if you attack the innocents, essentially, the security system will come after you, and it does escalate.
So there's no way out of it. So I mean, like for example, if you kill someone, there's no way around it. Are you checkpointed basically?
Well, you get warnings before it happens. So you get some warnings, but if you continue to do it, then things will start to escalate. Pretty much your option there is to try to fight your way through it or flee.
But you can't fight your way through it, right?
It continues to escalate.
And it's raining ice picks on your steel shore.
Homing rockets enabled.
I'm going to break.
The multiplayer in Prey was something that people have highlighted for us back home as something that they really enjoyed. Are we looking at multiplayer again in Prey 2?
There's no multiplayer in Prey 2. And the reason we decided to do this is because we really want to focus on a strong single-player experience. That's one of the reasons why it's awesome being partnered with Bethesda, because they're the kings of making really strong open-world single-player experiences. So one of the big aspects to Prey 2 is the fact that player choice is a key component of the game. You get to choose where you go, who you interact with, how you interact with them, whether you go in stealthy into a mission or whether you go in more guns a-blazing. It's really your choice, and that's a key component of this open-world game that we're creating.
I'm going to break my...
Target identified.